Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. I am your boy Big Al. We're hopping into another video about NBA today. It's November 8th. We've got a bunch of games on the slate. I believe there's 13 of them. It is a wild, wild day. So let's just recap yesterday real quick. There were only 3 games. They were all kind of blowouts. Both teams, all the favorites won by over double digits. We had the Bulls +7. That didn't happen. We had the under on that game. That didn't happen. They went way over. They got to 45, 50, 254 points. The over-under was set at 225, so they flew over. We had the Jazz +9. That didn't happen. They lost by 23 points. And then we had the under in that game. That did hit. We cashed that. We had the Spurs -4. They cashed that. They won by 13. And then we had the under in that game of 217. They got to 223. So we go 2 of 6 on the picks total. Kind of one of the worst days we've had in quite a while. But that is gambling. You know, you ride the ebbs and the flows, and sometimes you are high and sometimes you're low. So as far as the 3-pick parlay, we had Julius Randle did get his 20 points. Chris Paul only had 14 PRA. We took him for 20, so that didn't hit. And then we had Lauri Markkanen under 6.5 rebounds, and of course this guy gets to 7 exactly. So we lose that one too. But we did hit. I did give you guys out the money line parlay. I said, hey, just money line bet. All the favorites, so Timberwolves, Bucks, and Spurs, that does cash. When you parlayed that money line, it was +150. So you could have also parlayed it if you would have just faded half my bets. I mean, you would have done pretty well too. So if you would have taken the spread on all 3, that also would have cashed. But yeah, we've been seeing the board really good. Yesterday was a bad day, so we do better today, and that's just that's all you do. That's what you can do. So let's hop into this slate really quick. Hopefully this isn't too crazy long a video, but like I said, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games to get to. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. We got a couple bangers in here though. So anyway, let's pull this up and get to the top of the page here. We've got the Hawks taking on the Pistons in the first game of the day. +1, -1. Does not make sense to me. Trae Young's not hurt. I checked out the injury report. The Pistons don't have too many people hurt, but Atlanta's the clear favorite team. I don't know if you guys use ESPN, but on ESPN they have like this little graph that tells you like who's advantaged and who's not. Not that I go off of that ever. I do my own research. I don't trust their thing, but they've got the Hawks at 70% to win the game. So it's shocking to me that this number is this way. ESPN bet actually has Detroit as -1.5 favorite. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why. They must know something we don't. But like I said, I checked the injury report, and there's nothing in there that would indicate to me that the Pistons should be favored over the Hawks. So we're on the Hawks here plus the 1. It just, like I said, does not make sense to me. The over-under set at 227.5. I like the over here. The Pistons play very fast, and then the Hawks, as you guys know, we've been betting on them. They've cashed a lot of overs as of late. They score a lot of points. They play pretty fast as well. So between these two, I think we get over that number fairly easily. I think we're in the mid-230s when it's all said and done. Next, we got the Pacers taking on the Hornets. This one's an interesting game. 7-point spread. Over-under is 235.5. I'm on the under here, which may be a mistake because Indiana can turn it on and score a ton of points, but it feels like too much, just a bit too much. I think they get to like 230. So I don't know, something about it scares me off of the over. So I'm on the under 235.5. And then as far as the side to pick on this one, I'm actually on Charlotte plus the 7 here. They've been playing in a bunch of close games lately, and the Pacers have not been just like dunking on people and putting people away. So I like the +7 with the Hornets here. It's a lot of points for a home dog, and I kind of like it. So I am going to stick with that. Give me a second here to wet the old whistle. Yeah, so +7 with the Hornets and the under 235.5. Like I said, I think it's just too many points. Next, we got the Pelicans taking on the Magic, 6.5-point spread. I don't know in what world Orlando is a 6.5-point favorite over this Pelicans team. Now, I will say Pelicans have had some tough losses lately. I believe they lost to the Spurs and they lost to Portland, which Portland sucks. So explain that one. That's a tough one, but I don't think it's worth 6.5 points. Zion's a game-time decision, but he's probably going to play, and the Magic don't have Paolo Banchero, so they still got the Wagner boys, but and they're at home. But 6.5, almost 7 feels like too many points. So give me the Pelicans plus 6.5. I trust that pretty heavily. And the over-under is set at 212.5. It was 213 when I wrote all my stuff down just 10 minutes ago. So it's moving down. I do like the over here. I feel like that number is just a touch low. for the Magic are going to score better at home than they do on the road, and then the Pelicans are going to be able to keep up and keep this game close. So give me the over 212.5, and then the Pelicans plus 6.5. Next, we've got the Nets taking on the Celtics. This one's nuts. If you guys have been following the channel, pretty much since the beginning of the year, I've been saying if Boston is a big favorite against bad teams, we're going to take it. And if they are, they've been heavy favorites all season long, every game. And I've been like, hey, if they're a big favorite, we're just going to take them, especially against bad teams. Brooklyn's actually a little better than I think we give them credit for. So I do think this is too many points. Now, it's going to come back to bite me. I'm pretty sure. I'm on Brooklyn plus 13, but I will say Boston coming off a loss is probably going to slaughter them. So it's tough to tell. They've only lost, I believe, twice this whole season, the Celtics have, and they lost to Golden State on Wednesday. So their first game back since that loss, they're probably going to come out and just slaughter the Nets. But I think it's too many points. So I'm just going to trust Brooklyn and trust that the Celtics don't come in and nuke them. And then the over's 222. I like the over here. Brooklyn plays pretty quick, and they're going to be able to score some points, and then Boston's going to win this thing by probably 10. So, yeah, give me Brooklyn plus 13, even though, like I said, if you're on Boston minus 13 here, totally get it. I think coming off a loss, they're going to be scary. So I think it's going to be like a backdoor cover. I think they'll have a lead all game, but I think Brooklyn can do enough in the end of the game to just only lose by 10 or 12. I don't know. It just feels like too many points. Over-under is 222. I like the over. Boston's going to come in and score. I mean, Boston's been averaging over 120 points a game, so if Brooklyn just keeps it close, we're going to hit this number. Next, this is arguably the best game of the day. Golden State Warriors take on the Cavs. Cavs still undefeated. Golden State's only lost one game. The spread is 5 points. Now, we have been on the Cavs heavy also this year in games where they're at home or playing decent teams and the spread's low. I'm flipping the script this time. I'm taking the +5 with the Warriors. They have been incredible. Steph Curry's playing. He's back, and they won without him there. So I think Golden State's scary this year. So we're going to take Golden State +5. I didn't make a video on Wednesday because with the election I stayed up way too late, and so I didn't get up early enough to make a video. But I was on Golden State, and you guys don't have to believe me because like anybody could just be like, oh yeah, I was on whatever, right? But I'm not lying. With the Golden State Celtics game, I believe the spread was 7, and I was like, yo, this feels like too many points for a Golden State team that's only lost once and has been scoring great. And then they were able to come in and get the job done against the Celtics and win the game. So I do like Golden State here +5, and I understand the Cavs are undefeated and they've covered in a ton of the games. I don't think they've only not covered like once this season. So if you guys are on the Cavs, totally understand it. For me, it just feels like Golden State if this should be 2.5 or 3, I feel like. Now, if the Cavs come in and win this thing by 10, then I'm totally wrong. But to me, it just feels like this spread should be closer considering Golden State's only lost once and they're coming off beating a Celtics team that was, considered arguably the best team in the league. So like Golden State here +5. And then as far as the over-under, I like the over. The Cavs have been scoring tons of points this year. They're in the 120s to 130s every single game. And Golden State, quietly, is the third highest scoring team in the league as well. So it's Cleveland, Boston, Golden State as far as the top 3 scoring teams in the league. So you got 2 of the highest scoring teams in the league. I get it's going to be a little more intense. And the Boston game only got to like 235. I think it was 118 to like 114 or something. So 232. But I like this number over 231. So that's my picks there. That should be one of the best games of the night, honestly. So if you guys are able to watch that one, that feels like one of the ones to watch. There's a couple in here that you should that I'm gonna want to watch. That one is top of the list. This one, Suns Mavericks, also top of the list, and it sucks they're both on at the same time. But here we go. Suns taking the Mavericks, 2.5 point spread. I'm on Phoenix plus the 2.5 here. Dallas has been Dallas is great. We love Dallas, but Phoenix is also really good. And Phoenix have been playing good ball lately. So I like Phoenix plus the 2.5 here. I checked the injury report. Nobody's injured as far as like the starters. All the main guys are playing. Over under is set at 232.5. I'm taking an under here. It actually went up. It was 232 just a minute ago. So it's gone up. I like an under. The Mavs have been playing in some lower scoring games as of late, and the Suns can go score a ton, but in those games against not way better teams, but against some of the best teams, they tend to play better defense. They tend to be lower scoring. Each possession matters a little bit more. So I like an under here, and I'm just going to hope Booker doesn't go off for 40 points and that, Luka doesn't try to match him and go off for 40 points, and then they fly past this thing. But I like the under here. I think both teams are going to slow the ball down, play defensive, and make every possession matter because it is an important game. So it's just a big game. It's not. We're in the early stage of the season. Every game's important, but like this one, it's like it's game 10 or 11. Like, what are we really talking about? But it is a big game. So I think. Yeah, I like I like the Suns here plus the 2.5. You're going to give me almost 3 points on a team that I think is arguably better, right? The Mavs have been great. Love the Mavs. But the Suns are just, they're playing good ball right now. So we're going to trust the Suns plus the 2.5, and we're going to trust the under. Next, got the Bucks taking on the Knicks. Now, see, this line, and you guys can tell me in the comments below if you guys agree or disagree. Plus 7.5 feels ridiculous to me. I checked the injury report. They don't have any. Chris Middleton's still out, but he's been out all season. Giannis is back. And you're going to give me almost 8 points on the road against the Knicks, which the Knicks haven't been like. They've been good, but they haven't been great yet. I've been telling you guys this for the first 2 weeks of the basketball season. Like the Knicks, I think at the end of the year, halfway, like by December, the Knicks will have it figured out. But right now, they haven't been beating teams that by a ton. They haven't been killing teams, and you're going to give me almost 8 points with a Giannis. I don't know. That just I don't even really like Giannis, but that doesn't even feel right to me. So I'm on the Bucks plus 7 or 7.5, and this was 7 just 20 minutes ago, so it's moving up. Give me the Bucks plus the 7.5 here, and then the over/under set at 223. I like the under here. I think the Knicks play pretty good defense, and the Bucks play in lower scoring games. So this season at least. So I like the under here tentatively. If you guys like the over, obviously, if you guys ever want to just fade me, go for it. I mean, yesterday would have been a great day to fade me. I went 2 of 6, so you would have gone 4 of 6 if you faded me. But prior to that, we'd been on a hot streak. I mean, we were 28 of 32 picks, I believe. Like, it was something insane. Like, it was a super hot streak. But anyway, this feels like too many points to me. You guys let me know below. Sometimes you just look through a slate of games in your mind. You've done all the research, and you've been doing this. Like, we've been doing this for the first 2 weeks of the season. You just see a line that looked completely out of place. And to me, that's exactly what this line looks like. It's like, that's an instant. Yep, I'm on that side of it. So I like the Bucks plus 7.5. If you guys have any inside information onto why you think the Knicks should be favored by almost 8 points at home, please let me know. Because to me, it just looks totally off. And then even when I looked at the data that I look at to make my picks, it still looked off. And so anyway, I'm on the Bucks plus the 7, and I'm on the under. Next, we got the Rockets taking on the Thunder, 8.5 point spread. This one, too, we've talked about it ad nauseum at this point. The Rockets are a tough team to pick. They're quietly, I believe they've only lost 2 games. Let me double check here. Rockets. They've lost 3. They're 5-3, quietly. The Thunder 7-1. We get it. 8.5 feels like too many points for this Rockets team that's actually played really, really good ball. So give me the Rockets plus 8.5 here. I do think the Thunder win the game, but I think they win by 3 or 4, not by 9. And then the over/under set at 221.5. I like the under here. The Thunder have been playing great defense on teams and keeping teams they've kept more teams below 100 than you would even believe. So I like the Thunder to play good defense again, and this game to be close and slower and more defensive. And so I like the under here. Next, we got the Wizards taking on the Grizzlies. -7. No Ja Morant tonight, which does affect some things. I believe Bane is back, but he might not even be back. Let me just double check this injury report real quick. Sorry, guys. No Marcus Smart, no Cam Spencer, no Vince Williams Jr., no Ja Morant. So, and then Sadiq Bey, Kyle Kuzma, Malcolm Brogdon out for the Wizards. But that's fine. I think. Kuzma's been in and out of the lineup all year. I don't remember what he did to get hurt, and then Malcolm Brogdon. That's a loss, but it's nothing crazy. So I like the Wizards plus 7 here. I like the Grizz, but without Ja, we saw them last season. They just are not the same team. So give me the Wizards plus the 7. Over/under set at 231.5. It was 231 just a couple minutes ago. I was on the over earlier. I am still on the over. Both these teams are going to play pretty fast. So I think we're going to clear this number, I think, pretty easily, especially when you think you got no Ja Morant, you got no Kuzma, you got no Brogdon. Like, Brogdon's a pretty good defensive player, so without these guys to really play defense, I think you're just going to see a ton of scoring, fast-paced scoring. So Heat Nuggets, this one I'm super interested in. Like, I told you guys, Mavericks Suns, great game. Warriors Cavs, great game. Heat Nuggets, great game. The Heat have not been playing great this year. You guys know that. Denver quietly has won 3 or 4 of their last 5 games. I saw that. I was like, whoa, okay, Denver. We kind of turned it on here. So we're on Denver -3. No Aaron Gordon. The Heat are missing somebody good, too. When I was looking at the injury report, I was like, oh, dang, they're missing. Oh, Kevin Love's out. But, I mean, I think he's been out quite a bit lately. So, but no Aaron Gordon for the Nuggets, but I don't care. -3. They haven't been great at home, but they have been winning. The Heat have not been winning. So, yeah, I'm on the Nuggets -3 here. It doesn't feel like enough points. And watch, it'll be 2, and I'll be pissed. But I'm pretty sure I like this side of it. I like the Nuggets -3. They're hot. They're playing better. I think Aaron Gordon getting hurt kind of fired them up a little bit. They're like, okay, we got to go now. Like, we don't even have Gordon, so we got to all step up our game a bit. I believe Jamal Murray might be out as well, or was he just a game-time decision? He might have been just a game-time decision. But regardless, I like Denver a lot in this game. Let's see. Normally I don't do this because I can just remember, but Jamal Murray, game-time decision. Jaime Jaquez for the Heat is a game-time decision. Kevin Love's out. Aaron Gordon's out. Yeah, those are the starters. I mean, what else are we talking about? So I like the -3. And I believe I'm on the under here. Let me check. Oh, no, we're on the over. We're on the over. The Heat score more on the road than they do at home. And Denver has been playing better at home lately. Like, to start the season, they were awful at home. But last couple games, they've been much better at home. So I like the over 223.5. I think it's just a touch too low. So we'll take the over there, and we're on the Nuggets -3. Last 3 games for you guys in this massive slate of games. Portland taking on Minnesota, 12-point spread. We are on the T-Wolves -12. We fade Portland. That's what we do. They have moved from one of the worst. It was Utah, San Antonio, and Portland as the 3 worst scoring teams. Orlando's now the 29th scoring team, so they moved way down. And Portland actually moved up to 25th worst scoring team. So they're not as bad as they were, but they're still pretty terrible. The T-Wolves full strength. I like that a lot. They have no one injured. The injury report was empty for the Wolves. So give me the Timberwolves -12 at home. Taking care of business, and then we're going to take it under 219.5 because I think they're going to keep Portland from really getting much more than 100 points. So it's going to be close, but I tentatively like the under. Last 2 games here, we got the Clippers taking on the Kings. This one should also be pretty fun. I'm not as excited for this Lakers game, but the Clippers-Kings, that one should be fun as well. 7-point spread. I really, really tried to get to the Clippers. Just can't quite do it because we like the Kings. They're at home. 7 points. It was 6.5 just a couple minutes ago. I like the Kings -7 here. Every time I feel like I faded the Kings, like we had Atlanta +6.5 against the Kings in Atlanta just last Friday, and the Kings won by 8. So every time I feel like we fade the Kings, they come in and they just they take care of business. So I like the Kings -7 here. The over/under set at 223.5. I like the over here. I think that both teams can play fast enough to get over this number. The Kings actually have been playing pretty quick this year. They're scoring really high. They're the 5th highest scoring team in the league, and they're at home. So I like that a lot. And this should be a really fun game to watch. Starts at 7:10, so the other one should be over. It should be awesome. So yeah, I like -7 with the Kings, and I like the over. I think we're in for a 230 something game. I think so. That's my take on it. Last game of the slate, guys. 76ers taking on the Lakers. No Tyrese Maxey, no Joel Embiid. So you got Paul George and then just your normal starting cast of characters taking on LeBron James. Anthony Davis is a game-time decision, but other than that, they're pretty much full go. I like the Lakers here -7.5. It is a lot of points, but they are at home, and the Lakers tend to just beat bad teams. Philly's only won 1 game this year. So, yeah, give me the Lakers -7.5. Like I said, it's always been a thing with LeBron. He beats up on bad teams, and then he gets beat by good teams, or he plays good teams close, but he beats up on bad teams. And this year, so far, the Sixers are a bad team. They're not going to end the year a bad team, but right now they're a bad team. So Lakers -7.5, over-unders at 222.5. We like the over. Lakers are going to come in here and score. They're going to win by 20, and they're going to score 120, 125 points. Philly's going to score 100-something. So you're going to hit this over just barely, but it'll hit. So in my opinion, guys, I'm not an oracle. But, yeah, so give me an over here and give me the Lakers -7.5. That's my take. I'm not doing a 4-pick parlay today. I'm reassessing whether I should be doing those. Like, we've only hit 1 all season. So I might just give out some prop bets I like or something like that. But I'm not going to do a 4-pick parlay today. I will give you guys my locks of the day because those have been on fire, aside from yesterday. So I've got, well, I didn't give you any because there were only 3 games. But so I got 4. I like the Pelicans +6.5. Like I said, that line just looks off to me, especially against an Orlando team that does not have Paolo Banchero. So give me the Pelicans +6.5. Then I like Golden State +5. Like I already said, Golden State they've only lost once. Steph Curry's back. The team's playing great ball. Cleveland undefeated, I understand that. But I think this is a close game, and I think the Warriors can pull this one out. They beat the Celtics, and the Celtics, I think, are tougher than Cleveland, even though Celtics now have 2 losses. But so I like Golden State there +5. Next, we got the Rockets +8.5. That one just feels right. I was really tempted to throw the Bucks in there. I didn't, even though I spent 5 minutes talking about how that line looks ridiculous. So if you guys like the Bucks there like I do, throw them in there. I totally support that as a lock of the day. And then my last one is Denver -3. I don't trust the Heat right now. I'm not going to start trusting the Heat until they put a stretch of games together where they actually play good against good teams and show that they can actually put people away. So give me the Nuggets -3. And those are my 4 locks. So Denver -3. Rockets +8.5, Golden State +5, Pelicans +6.5, and then honorable mention if you guys want to throw them in, Milwaukee Bucks +7.5. I guess I'll throw that in as a 5th. That line, I can't get over it, man. That just looks wrong to me. I don't know what the book knows that I don't. If it's a trap, if they're just trying to reel in all the New York bettors, I don't know, but it looks wrong to me. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So that is the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. 21 minutes is probably one of the longer ones I've ever done, but for basketball at least so far. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will link the Sunday NFL video in there for you guys. And we will see you tomorrow for, I think there's only like 4 games, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.